Alright guys, so welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing or not showcasing the map, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually make that Dead by Daylight map and like all the game mechanics behind making it. So if you guys haven't already watched the video on me showcasing the map, go ahead and watch that. It just goes over what the whole map looks like and basically like how to play it. But in today's video, I'm gonna just be going and showing you guys all the game mechanics behind making it. Let's get into it. So guys, before we get into all the game mechanics and all that stuff, I do want to just quickly go over all the settings for my island. So first off, for the game settings, we'll keep it the team, but if you're playing this with your friends, you're probably going to be playing it in a party chat, but team, just so that the hunter doesn't hear you. Teams 2, spawns 1, after last spawn go to spectator, total rounds 2. Team rotation every round. This doesn't really matter because for some reason, since the teams are uneven, it's not going to switch you and the hunter, so you're just going to be stuck with the same hunter for both rounds. Yeah, so all these are pretty much the same. Time limit 8 minutes, score to end 1, and so those are all the settings for game. Then game settings, time of the day 12 p.m. And I know this kind of sounds weird because it's in the daytime, but if you actually put it in the nighttime, you can still see the sky. But if you, for some reason, when you put it in the daytime, you can't see the sky, but you can partially see the sun, and it just gives it a better effect. Then light brightness, 0%, light color red, fog thickness, 80%, fog color white. And all these, you can keep them the default. Infinite ammo and resources, keep them off. And then anything like that includes building, keep it to no, and damage to environment, no, and off. And yeah, so these are all pretty simple. Yeah, I didn't really go ahead and change any of these. And then for UI settings, countdown, game winner display time 5 seconds, game score display time 7 seconds, round winner display time 4 seconds and 4 seconds. So you can go ahead and mess around with those settings and put it to however long you want the scoreboard to show for. HUD type, put it to objectives, and then scoreboard win condition score. Tiebreaker 1 is objectives, and then tiebreaker 2 is eliminations, and then the third one is going to be your time. Then after that, that's pretty much all you have to do, except for map the display widget, put it to scoreboard. So now, before I get into all the mechanics now, I am going to go ahead and change this back to default, just so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And there's not a bunch of like fog in the way, so I'm just going to go ahead and put these back. To start off with the game mechanics, just for if you want to make like a pre-game lobby, go ahead and make your lobby area, and then you can put like how to play and all that stuff on for text. And then for the spawn pads, it's really simple. Put team none, priority group none, uses island start on, and then visible during games off. And those are really all, that's the same settings you use for all of them, and it's really simple. Then you're also going to want to change the spawn pads up here and make sure these ones all say team 1, priority group none, and keep these both to off. And then that's for the survivors. And then for the hunters, the only setting you have to change for it is team 2. But as we're here at the hunter spawn, I also want to show you the rest of the stuff. So I just have this little like death zone area so that survivors can't go up here and hide like up here for protection. So it just keeps the hiders out of here. And all it's doing is it's damage type elimination, and then also zone visible is on, just so that players can actually see that it's it'll kill you. And then save team, also put it to 2. and then put that on both spawn pads on both sides of the map. And then there's also this barrier here. It's barrier visibility in game, blue force field. And then that's the only setting except for disable when receiving from channel 1. That'll come in handy in just a second when I get down to the mechanics under the map that I'll show you guys. Then there's also just this little feature I also added, which says press for music. Press that button, and then if we actually fly down here, you can actually see the music thing that I made. It's just a quick tune. And so guys, that tune will play 3 times, and it just will like warn, it's just a little feature I added to like warn the survivors that the hunters are coming, and it just adds to the game. Other than the spawn pads, I'll go down here really quick and show you guys how the hunters are released. So what's here is a music sequencer. Looping, put it to off. Tempo doesn't really matter. And then also activate on game phase, put it as game start. And then put a trigger device, and then all you're going to want to change is delay of 10 seconds, and then also when triggered, transmit on channel 1. And then after that, you're all set up for the hunters spawn, and so that they will be released after 10 seconds. But then if you guys want to know how to know after 4 objectives, so after you break 4 of the objectives, these barriers right here will drop, and then you can escape. Well, you can't escape yet, you have to actually go back to the center and get the bandage right there. But if you guys want to know how to do that, the settings are really simple. It's another music sequencer, except you want to go down to the bottom. These are where you're going to want to change. So start sequencer when receiving from channel 2. And so if you guys want to know what the mechanics for the objectives are, they're all the same. It's just when destroyed, transmit on channel 2. So as long as those 2 are the same, then this will all be good. And then also for the trigger device, you want to make sure that times can trigger is 1 less number than the amount of objectives you want it until the survivors can escape. So that might seem a little complicated, but all I'm saying is that after you break 3 objectives, then once you break the 4th one, what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow the music sequencer to move over to this next or trigger device, and then it's gonna activate this. When it's triggered, transmit on channel 4. And then what that's doing is it's not only allowing you to be able to see a spawn item when receiving from channel 4, so what it's doing after you break 4 objectives, it's spawning in this bandage, and it's also at the same time getting rid of these barriers. So disable when receiving from channel 4. So that might seem a little bit complicated, but all of this trigger device is doing is when triggered, transmit on channel 3, and then we also have stop sequencer when receiving from channel 3. So to sum it all up, this trigger device, once it activates, so when someone breaks an objective, it's going to reset the music sequencer, and it's going to do that 3 times. But then on the 4th one, it's not going to reset it, and then it's going to go over to this trigger device, and it's going to disable all the barriers for all the exits, and it's also going to make this bandage visible. So guys, that's pretty much all the mechanics for the exits and all the mechanics for the middle of the map. But then you're also going to want to put for the exit if you go to devices, it's called a capture area. Place one of those down and drop a bandage into it, and then all the settings for it is the only thing I really changed for player capture or capture radius is 1/4 of a tile, and then accent color white, and also team color or team 1, and then also score value is set to 1. So those are all the settings for the exits and most of the settings for the games. But then also for the inventories for both the hunter and the survivor, So the hunter settings, just go ahead and place down if you go into your devices, place down a team inventory and, wait, no, sorry, team settings and inventory device, and then call this one hunter, team 2, and then also ground respawn off, and then bonus ammo for weapons on. And if you scroll down, infinite ammo on, infinite resources off. There's just a few settings I changed in here. But if you scroll down, sorry, I don't know why it's glitching out, but max initial team size, this is really important. Set it to 1 so that you only get 1 hunter in your game. But then if you scroll down more, I don't think I changed really anything else, except for allow item drop, no, allow item pickup, no, and then elimination score 0. So those are all the settings for the hunters. And then I also gave them a shotgun, a shadow bomb, and a smoke bomb. Then for the civilians, what they get is team 1. All these keep them the same as the other one. Then also infinite ammo and resources, put them both to off. And then right here, down but not out, on, so that when you get killed, you're actually just gonna get knocked, so that your teammates can actually come over and revive you. But then allow building, put it to off. Spawns, you only get 1, and then max initial team size, I put it to 9. Really just put it to however many civilian spawn pads you have over the map. But then if we scroll down, again it's glitching out a little bit, allow item drop and pick up, yes, for both. I want to make sure I didn't skip over any settings. I don't think I did. One thing I do want to make sure you guys know is that for the objective device, I think I skipped over this. I think I briefly talked about it earlier in the video, but the health is 5,000, team is 2. Put these both off. Beacon color red, objective scale, or beacon scale is objective scale. Hide health bar at 15 tiles, and then also the only other thing I changed was objective identifier is W. And then one more thing, critical notification threshold, put it to 25%, and then also when destroyed, transmit on channel 2. And then all you're gonna want to do is just paste these around your map, and then change the letter of the objective, and then you'll pretty much have your Dead by Daylight map all set to go. Alright guys, so thanks for watching today's video. If you guys do want to see more videos like this, then be sure to hit the like button. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.